here from Roxas City in the Philippines. No relation to Kingdom Hearts. We're here with the 52nd, can you believe that? 52nd, like the number of universes there are, edition of ESL Open Cup Asia. I'm, of course, your host, Yaku of Yakuzaku, and with me today we have El Gato Final que entrega los tic-tacs himself, Light_VIP. How we doing, Light?
What? What's up, Yaku? We are here, we are back. And not only is this the 52nd edition, but this is the very first edition. This is our very first cast of 2021.
Wait, no. That's like a week from now.
God damn it. And we should probably start because we got a 12 pool.
We have a 12 pool coming over here in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade. The Blues player who just went for a 12 pool, GogojOey.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have a Protoss. We are starting with a Protoss player. It's been weeks. It's been, we haven't done this since last year. It's been quite some time. We've been following Ryung lately, but here we have the Chinese Protoss player, the yellow Protoss. It is MacSed.
Man, oh man. Now, obviously, GogojOey, somebody who we're very familiar with. Somebody who does this quite often. Also gets to prevent these pylon blocks coming up here. MacSed, well aware of what's going on. Looking to wall off as quickly as he can.
Yeah, I think something important to note is that MacSed went to cannon rush. Like, he went for a forge. He planned to cannon rush the natural, but he just didn't expect a 12 pool, and because of that, GogojOey kind of hard countered him, and now he's coming across the map. Now,
here's the question, though. Did GogojOey hard counter this, or did MacSed prepare perfect defenses? Apparently, it's a massive hold of Zealot, only now getting out. And I don't see a Cybercore finishing up. Well, it's going to finish up pretty soon, but yeah, not quite in time over here. These Zerglings are going to have a field day.
Oh my god, yeah, the probe does go down. The cannon finishes up, but just barely too late. The Lings, they do get into the main base.
And they do manage to get out. Oh, they do not get to surround this Zealot. MacSed trying to control as best that he can, and actually able to get that throw down as natural.
Yeah. I mean, there is going to be a bit of lost mining time. We'll see how good the control is from GogojOey here and how much more he can really disrupt the economy of MacSed. Yeah, so far he's done well for himself.
Yeah, the answer is really not much. I mean, MacSed really good probe control over there, really good drone drilling. Only losing one probe, and that was the one that was building.
Oof, yeah. So that was kind of interesting. Like, I have to wonder if GogojOey is if they're like familiar with how each other plays. Because you're right in saying that GogojOey, we know him as like a really aggressive player, but like his opener was like overly so, and yeah, it did end up working out for him, I guess.
Yeah, funnily enough, we're in this strange position where, MacSed, he's defended really well, and there's really not much that GogojOey can do to really break that. But MacSed also invested a lot in his defense over there. He doesn't really have much of a way to get across the map.
Yeah. It's kind of awkward openings because of that, especially because like the Forge didn't really get to do much. What's interesting is the follow-up. Like, we have 3 more gates being thrown down, not like a tech structure, not like a Stargate or a Twilight Council.
Yeah, I'm really curious as to where this is gonna go from. Normally when you see 4 gates this earlier on, you would expect, okay, maybe it's either an early chargelet rush or a glaive of depth timing, but again, because he was forced to make that, or rather because he made that forge earlier on, doesn't really have much to make a tech structure with it.
Yeah, I have to wonder if this is just gonna be like an upgradeless push, right? Like, he's just got 4 gates, he's just gonna be making units, he's just gonna be going across the map. To be fair, GogojOey, he did just dive in and he did just scout all those gateways, and that should be a tell in and of itself. And we'll see if he is able to prepare himself for this.
Well, he did get the Rotron in response to that. MacSed now moving across the map. I cannot imagine these 6 adepts doing too much. I'm gonna be honest with you, Light.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no speed on these Lings, but in 13 seconds, as we see on the screen, we are about to have Ling speed, and once that kicks in, like, it should be a little bit easier to defend against this.
Maybe, maybe not. MacSed already doing a very nice job of splitting up his adepts over here. Majority army focus on the minority of adepts over there. And meanwhile, on the main base, yeah, GogojOey is starting to lose a little bit.
Yeah, 5 drones go down. In the end, these adepts are going to be cleaned up, and oh my god, MacSed is throwing down double Stargate behind this.
This is actually a pretty brilliant move coming out from MacSed over here. Forcing GogojOey to make that Roach Warren earlier on. Knows that he won't really have much in the way of anti-air. And now he's pulling a complete 180, but we'll see if he actually has the time to do that. GogojOey, he is waiting with a lot of Lings outside of MacSed's door.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Phoenix is like, it's cool that he's transitioning into Mass Phoenix. I was not expecting this, especially in today's meta. I was expecting at least Void Rays. But Phoenixes, they're not ideal to hold against something like some kind of big all-in or big bust. It takes a while for the Phoenixes to really pay off and start snowballing.
That they really do. Plus, they're the one Stargate unit that actually is kind of vulnerable to Ravagers that GogojOey's getting.
Yeah, definitely. As we do see, like, we have the Lair on the way. As you said, the Roach Warren is already thrown down. We have Roach Ravager coming out for GogojOey. We'll see if MacSed is able to, like, break free from this contain and finally establish a third base. Oh, God.
So there we go. Oh, but here we go! The answer is not yet.
Not today. Like, as soon as MacSed threw it down, GogojOey immediately dove in with the Lings, gets a cancel. And now we do have a couple of charge lots going across the map. I say charge lots, mate. Yeah. Still no upgrades.
I was gonna say, still no Twilight Council coming out here. And now GogojOey's lost a Overlord. That's what I was thinking of. Overlord knows the switch into Phoenixes is coming. His lair is finished up a while ago. And those zones are actually holding their own decently well. But with the defense advantage, GogojOey is holding that without too much difficulty. And there we go. Hydra. Wait, no. GogojOey got 2 Hydra guns? Oh, wait,
It was range speed alongside Hydra range.
Speed, yep. That it is.
It's so good. Maybe it's the first cost of the year. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, it's the new year, you know?
It is.
Still hungover from the Eve last night.
I was gonna say, like, again, the third base gets canceled. Like, the Phoenix is great, but like GogojOey, he didn't neglect his anti-air, right? Like, even though he didn't go for Hydras earlier on, like, he's got plenty of Queens, so the Phoenixes weren't really able to do much across the map.
Yeah, that they really did not. And he's still doing a really good job of his Zerglings, really making sure that MacSed can't get a third base up. Sure, MacSed is starting to ramp up his army, but look at that, 11 Hydras already in production here for GogojOey.
Yeah, as soon as, like, the Hydra, I mean, okay, so to be fair, like, these Phoenixes are getting some decent value. Like, a lot of Roaches were picked off in the center of the map. He's getting a couple of Overlords here and there, a bit of Miss Micro, like, missing some of those transfuses, so he does have, like, this kind of map control, and he should be able to spot the move out when it does go across the map.
Well, he should. Oh, the Phoenixes are moving there. No, but they're moving back.
See, he still doesn't have charge.
Looking at the map right now. He still doesn't have charge. Yeah. Now the Twilight Council gets thrown down.
Oh, God. Do you think he just realized? Oh, the flag. The Hydras, they almost get a surround on the Phoenixes. A couple are going to get picked off.
Just like so. Meanwhile, the Queens over here. We're looking at the Anvil here in this pincer. Those aren't really doing much over here to the north, and honestly, I think MacSed has taken control back. But GogojOey's not done. All of those Queens moving slowly but surely across the map. To be fair, they don't have. Oh! They're gonna get caught!
Oh, God. I would say maybe slow, but Queens are slower, so they do catch up even without charge. And yeah, a decent amount of Queens do get picked off.
Yeah, quite a lot of them.
Uh-oh.
There's a lot of anti-air potential with those Queens, a lot of transfuse energy as well. And this is a weird game to say the least, like.
The flanking queens end up paying off in the end. It does look like the Twilight Council finished, but it wasn't enough.
GG is called. GogojOey with the great reactions, able to take game number 1 of this best of 3 series.
GG, and I feel bad for MacSed because it did feel like he remembered Twilight Council a little bit late. Like he's like, why am I still slow? Oh right, I need that. And
look, that New Year's Eve party was wild, light. Still, he's still recovering from it a little.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from it. But GG, well played. Our boy GogojOey does take game number 1. See how he does here in game 2.
And it was definitely a very, apart from the opening, I feel like that was a very reactive game that GogojOey played, and he did it really well. He took the map control pretty early on with all of his lings, obviously, but yeah, after that, it was very much just, scouting what MacSed had, and then just reacting to it.
Yeah, definitely. A couple of people pointing out in the chat, and yeah.
No, I was just gonna say he almost got blindsided by the Phoenixes.
He almost did, but like as we said, like it was great to see that GogojOey, he didn't neglect his end here, right? Like because he had all those queens early on, the Phoenixes could really like dive into a mineral line or anything like that. When it comes to like the anti-ground army, he didn't have Storm, he didn't have Archons, he didn't have any kind of AoE. And you can get away with that if you have a decent amount of charge lots. We didn't even have that. You just had lots, mate. Not even charge.
Oh, I get it. It's like the Polish color. It's like the Polish currency. Schlots. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's spelled like CLOT.
Also, wait. So hold on. Why were Tic Tacs part of my intro? What? Where did that come from?
I needed something that rhymed with cat.
God, why cats?
Because that's what I put in.
God damn it.
And also because you're a Final Fantasy character. All ties together in the end, just like Oxide LE, which binds us all as we breathe and as we oxidize. We spawn in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. The yellow Protoss player coming down from the land of China. He is representing Invictus Gaming. IG. We have MacSed.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the, oh my god, we have the Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing the land of Hong Kong, who is currently teamless. My god, someone pick him up. It is GogojOey.
Pick him up like a phoenix.
Like a Joey?
Okay. Yeah?
Put him in your pouch.
Put him in your pouch.
What the hell's wrong with us? Oh god. That right there, that's a sign. That's it's a problem. we can deal with that one day.
That's a problem.
Yeah. I don't know if that was a good thing, mate. Our minds are too much alike.
You know.
Oh god.
After New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can really think of.
Exactly.
So this one's just a pool first coming out from GogojOey, not an aggressive 12 pool this time, just one of the more safer openings coming out from Gogo.
Yeah, it was a 16 pool, so it was just pool into eventually the hatcheries and the gases. Wasn't anywhere near as fast as it was in game number 1. So as you said, it was pretty much just for safety in case it was a proxy or some kind of early aggression or anything like that.
Oh, he remembers that forge.
Oh boy. And there is no wall here, so if he wanted to, he could try and slip on in. He even sees it with his Overlord, but decides better against it.
He was microing that Overlord too. He really wanted to make sure. Wait. So you're telling me there's nothing here? You really just don't have a wall.
I don't know if you noticed, but
Well, no, he does.
yeah, MacSed was even trying to bait him. He shaded out his Adept and then backed off with it out of sight of the Overlord and then cancelled the shade. So his Adept stayed at home to deal with the Lings.
But Gogo, he is one tough Joey. Not going to be falling for an adult trick. May fall for the Stargate. I mean, he scouted it, but
yeah,
he doesn't know what's coming out of it.
I was gonna say very interesting placements of the Stargates. Again, like at the end of the day, MacSed does need to finish up this wall, but very bold of him to throw it down in the face of GogojOey.
Yeah, you normally don't see a lot of Protoss players revealing their tech structure like that. Maybe MacSed is just thinking, all right, Stargate, it's a meta now. It doesn't really matter if he's aware of it or not, because he's probably going to be preparing against it regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as you said, he just needed something to finish up that wall.
Exactly. Like, this is what some Protoss players do, right? Like, they don't even care if you scout them. Like, this is still what they're going for. I mean, he is going for a Void Ray first, so he's going to be able to deny some of that scouting information, take down some of these Overlords, and we'll see what he throws down afterwards.
Yeah, world of possibilities there. Is it going to be a Robo follow-up with some Disruptors? Is it going to be a... well, I'm tapped out.
Ooh.
Is it going to be a double Stargate? It is actually going to be a Twilight Council first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Interesting,
again,
interesting.
Yeah, and again, this also ties into a lot of different paths MacSed can go off from here. 3 more gateways go down. He is looking to put some kind of timing.
Oh, and you know what? He found the Overlord. The Overlord was hidden over on the right-hand side. GogojOey was just about ready to dive in to scout the main base, but unfortunately that was denied, so he doesn't know about the glaives.
That is going to be hitting his face pretty soon. GogojOey, I mean, he's pushing out right now, but that's only 2 queens. Yep. He got baited, unfortunately.
Yeah, the queens are just out of position. The Oracle does dive in. There are roaches on the way, which is great. Oh my god.
Yeah, the roaches are definitely ideal for the Adepts, but not so much for the Dark Shrine follow-up coming out from MacSed over here. And GogojOey has no idea about this whatsoever. He's got 2 spores at around his bases, but he has no lair, and he's pushing out.
Exactly.
He is pushing out.
Like, this is the problem, right? Like, GogojOey, he has detection at home. He doesn't have a lair, which means he's not going to have detection out in the center of the map. And right now, he's investing everything into this big all-in. Like, he cut worker production. And if MacSed, if he just warps in some DTs at home defensively, like, he should be fine.
This is exactly what MacSed wants to see right now.
Oh, God.
He's probably looking at this and just heaving a sigh of relief right now.
Like, yeah, there's just, we'll see if he like, ends up wasting the DTs. Like, the Dark Shrine is still on the way. It's not done quite yet.
Yeah, and he's being very ballsy with these Adepts. He moved them very far forward. Doesn't lose too many of them, to be fair, but they are now a lot more vulnerable than they would have been. 2 DTs are warping in.
Oh, the DTs are revealed. It looks like immediately they get on top of some of the Roaches and the Ravagers. And here we go. Lair is on the way.
Ah, but it is going to be a ways away. If only Zerg can't recall.
Oh, is he going to get to half of the 3rd base at least? It's so close.
It's close, but the 2 DTs, they do a lot of damage. So close. 1 more hit, and it goes down. Not the damage GogojOey was looking for, but it is something. And it is something that keeps him in the game.
That was literally the final attack. It was it was the very last Ravager auto attack.
The Ravager actually died before the projectile landed.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so again, it's so important that GogojOey got the 3rd base, because as you said, otherwise he would be in an awful, god-awful position, but he got something with his attack. That's great. Now he needs to survive the follow-up, you know? The army is attacking across the map. Like, he should have detection for the DTs. Ooh, catches some reinforcements.
But I think MacSed is aware of that, morphs his DTs into Archons over here, and just looking at GogojOey's army right now, there's really not much that can contest against that. A lot of Roaches do come out right now, and there's no Warpism or anything to really micro these.
Yeah, but it was so smart. He actually moved his spore forward, so it does help push away those Void Rays. A couple of Roaches do just barely sneak out. He just edges them out, and because of that, he just barely has enough to defend.
not just enough to defend, but it also sent out a couple of links across the map. To be fair, didn't really get too much done here, partially thanks to that shield battery, but it did keep MacSed busy a little bit. It did make sure that he, couldn't afford to send his entire army into this push. And honestly, looking at GogojOey, not in a terrible spot at all.
Yeah, definitely. Like, especially because he killed that third. Like, he is down in workers, so he still has some catching up to do, especially if he wants the game to go a little bit longer. Like, what he desperately needs right now is a fourth base, unless he just goes for like a big, another like round, another wave, another all-in.
And a fourth base is exactly what he's looking to get right now. Starting to open up his avenues of attack, and now we're starting to get to the mid stage of the game, which I don't necessarily favor GogojOey to, if I'm being honest. Like,
I mean, something that has slowly been happening behind the scenes is that Void Ray count is getting higher and higher. Like, we have +1 flyer attacks on the way, we have a second Stargate as well. And when it comes to the anti-air, like, there's still no Hydrogen, there's no Spire, there's no Corruptors. Like, GogojOey is only relying on these Queens.
Yeah, which is a really massive risk. They're really good defensively, but definitely not offensively. And the last thing you want is to get them caught out in the middle. GogojOey, what? He went for the fourth base, but then also decided to go for the push.
Well, he went for the fourth base. He has not joined up at all since. He's still on 64 or 63 workers. He's just going for this big queen march. You can see he was focusing on this highway going through the center of the map, and now he's here and he has the queens. Is it going to be enough?
You know what? This may be just the right timing that GogojOey needed. He has basically doubled the army right now. MacSed, a lot of his army are in these chargelets. Beautiful corrosive vials over there. But what you want to be looking at right now for MacSed, all those Void Rays. He's got a ton of them, and GogojOey, his entire anti-air is in Queens.
Ooh, and the Cybernetics core just went down, but the upgrade did just finish. +1 fire attack is kicking in for these Void Rays. Is it going to be enough, or are the Queens going to be able to take them down?
Oh, that is going to be the question right now. The Queen's getting cut out over here. Beautiful flank with the Adepts and with the Archons. I fear that they're starting to really get caught out. GogojOey's army supply really starting to plummet, but he's still about double of MacSed's.
Yeah, exactly. And in the end, MacSed, all he has left are these Void Rays. Everything else got taken out. All the Adepts, all the Archons.
And a bunch of links starting to stream across the map to do what it can. Finally, GogojOey's starting to get some Hydras. And again, with that highway, shouldn't take too much to get them to the other side of the map. I really like that pile on those Void Rays over there.
Oh yeah, some juicy bio connections with the Void Rays. They're so low, they're so close to go down. He's forced to pull the boys, and I think GogojOey's done it.
He may have over here. At least once those Hydras come in, I think that will really cement it. But MacSed still has a chance if he pulls together an army, if he just produces as much as he can from these gateways and doesn't trickle them in.
Ooh.
Good feedbacks.
Yeah, decent feedbacks, limiting the amount of transfuses. As you said, like, he has kept the majority of his Void Rays alive. Even though they're low on health, they have regen their shields. He does turn his High Templar into Archons. He's trying to push them down, trying to force him, back out of his main base off the ramp. And
that's a pretty good choke point, but I fear that GogojOey just has too much at this point. Void Rays, they don't have that much of a range. They really take advantage of the choke point when they fly on top of the Hydra list.
And as you said, the nail in the coffin is really the Hydras, right? The Hydras, they're finally here. Storm is done for MacSed, but he just doesn't have the time to generate that energy on his High Templar.
That he does not. Does have a decent Archon count, though. And look at that. That splash damage from the Archons really helping out. But again, without a Warp Prism, without a way to easily micro these Archons, they are just so vulnerable without a buffer.
Ah, so vulnerable. Everything goes down.
GG is called. GogojOey going to be advancing to the next round of ESL Open Cup 52. GG.
GG, well played. GogojOey, our boys. I'm impressed he was able to take down someone of the likes of MacSed, a veteran Chinese Protoss player, 2-0.